Hey, it's Jo Barnum with Jo's Monogram Vacations. Happy Friday. Yay! I am in my little office, and when I say little, I mean little. My office is actually a corner of another room in our house. When we bought our house, I was working part-time, and we certainly did not know that I was going to own my own business down the road. Like, travel was something I was doing about 20 hours a week. And it kind of blew up after we moved here. And so I don't have a home office because we have a 3-bedroom house and we have 2 kids. We do have a great, huge basement that is a playroom. And so I could set up down there and have more room, but it would be chaos whenever my boys are home. So I work in my bedroom, which is not the greatest. I will be honest. We've talked about moving, but I love our house and love our school. I don't really love our house. I would like to make a lot of changes to it, and we're going through that, but it takes a lot of time. But I love our school and the area that we're in, so we're gonna make it work. But I really wish I had an office. If my boys got along a little bit better, I would have them share a room and then turn the little bedroom into an office. But our boys have they have a big age difference, but even more so, they have a very large personality difference. They are total opposites, and so them sharing a room would be stressful for everyone involved, including me. So anyway, I was thinking this morning about things I talked to y'all about, and usually I just answer questions that I get a lot from clients. And I have gotten some good questions this week. One was about insurance, and I thought, oh yeah, we definitely need to talk about travel protection, why that's so important. I don't travel without travel protection personally. I have never had to use it, and I hope I never have to, but being in my business, I've seen so many people have to use it. So I feel like that's a non-negotiable. But anyway, there were just a few different things, and nothing was like speaking to my soul. I thought about going through and showing y'all some of my tried and true, like what I like to wear to different resorts and cruises, that because you have quite the gap between what you wear during the day and what you wear during the night. You go from very casual to dressed up, and you want to stay comfortable in the heat and comfortable eating and drinking. But I didn't really feel like talking about my clothes. I don't know. I just was feeling very uninspired today. I don't know if anybody else feels that way. I'm just kind of like, I was working. I'm in a group for a course that I'm taking, and I posted on there about a struggle I was having, and a girl commented, I can't imagine you something to the effect of, why was I complaining? My job is awesome. And I'm like, it is awesome. Absolutely. I love my job. But it is not glamorous all the time. I am not always on vacation. I am not always traveling. It is September. I traveled to Walt Disney World last month. I don't have plans to go on a big trip again until December, which I just didn't schedule any training for this fall. I did a lot over the summer with a conference that I went to and that sort of thing. So, I don't know. I was like, I just don't have anything exciting to share. So this may be the most boring video that I ever do. And I am not setting it up well right now because they're like, she's saying it's boring. I'm bored to tears. But just thought I would show you when I'm working, where I am, what it looks like, what I'm doing. So I've got my laptop here. I am working on sending out reminders when your final payment is due. I will send you out a reminder a little bit ahead of time. It varies depending on, like, if it's a cruise, if you have a cruise booked and your final payment is coming up, I will send you about 6 reminder emails. I will drive you insane. Hi, John. I will drive you insane because here's the deal. Cruise lines don't mess around with cancellations. If that reservation is not paid in full by midnight on your final payment date, they will cancel it. And if I call the next morning like, oh, they didn't get their payment in time, I've got it now, they'll rebook you, but at the current rate, not the rate that you originally booked at. So when you have a cruise, I always warn people, look, I'm going to harass you. Just know you're going to get a lot of emails, a lot of reminder emails from me. I know it's dumb, but my greatest fear is that I let one fall through the cracks, or a client doesn't realize, and then it doesn't get paid for, and it ends up costing them a lot of money. So Walt Disney World, which is what I'm working on right now, is a little bit more chilled out. Vacation packages that include airline tickets, very strict. So depending on what you have booked is how often I will get in touch with you. So for Walt Disney World, which is what I'm working on right now, I just send an email 2 weeks before your final payment is due. Let's see. Awesome. So I am just sending out these emails. When I have a system, I have a CRM that I use, and I load all of my reservations in there. If you've booked a reservation with me, if you've booked a vacation, you are in my system. Even if I've just quoted you, you are in my system. Once I've booked your reservation, I set up reminders for every milestone before your vacation. So final payment date, 10 days before you travel, to send like tips and ask for any last minute questions. Different types of vacations have different things that come up. Disney World is by far the most involved. So I've got to send several emails about dining and fast passes, magic bands, Magical Express, final payment, that sort of thing. Send over a customized itinerary for your phone before you travel. That's definitely the most involved. But then there's my cruises have different check-in processes depending on the cruise line. So everything is very customized to your cruise. One thing that my CRM offers is to send out automatic emails. So let's say that your cruise final payment is due on Saturday. I could schedule it so that a month ago you got an automated email saying, hey, so-and-so, your final payment is due on this day. It's this amount. You can make your payment by going to my site, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's great. And it would be a time saver. I'm not going to lie. It would totally be a time saver to set up all my automatic emails, but I don't do it. I tried it. I really did give it a go because some people swear by it, say that it's life-changing. And that's great. But for me, I want three things actually. The first thing is I'm terrified that it won't work. What if it stops working and I just don't know it, and none of my emails are going out, and I think they are, and none of my clients are being told what's going on with their vacation planning process. I just don't trust it. So part of it is that I have control issues. The second thing is that this is Joe's Monogram Vacations. The reason I named it Joe's Monogram Vacations is not just because it matches my personal monogram, but that was a big reason why. But a monogram is very personal. A monogram is different for every person, of course. And so the email that I send out to your neighbor isn't going to be the email that I send out to you. This morning, just as an example, I set up fast passes for a family who's traveling to Disney World over Thanksgiving from Jacksonville. Well, I've got to set up fast passes tomorrow and Sunday too for different families. They don't have the same needs as the family that I took care of today. So I want to be able to tweak everything so that it is very individualized to you. It applies to you. And then the third thing is I just feel like that's very impersonal. I feel like that's an impersonal way to do business. I don't want you to feel like you know me at the end of the vacation planning process. I want you to actually know me. I don't want to feel like I know you. I want to know you. I want us to have a relationship. That's one of my favorite parts of this job. So I do it the long way. I get my automated reminders every morning, and then it'll say, well, let's just look and see, because I haven't gone through all my, usually this is my first job of the day, but today's been a little bit crazy because I've been following up, putting together a wait list for the New Orleans cruises in 2021. So I've got one that says 10 days to travel. So when it's 10 days to travel, I send out their itinerary images and make sure they don't have any last minute questions, send over just a recap of everything they have going on so that they're ready to travel, they're prepared. I can make sure that they're not confused or anything. 44 days to travel. So that's what I've been working on right now. That means this is a Walt Disney World reservation, and 44 days is 2 weeks until final payment. So I will send them their confirmations. Hey, just a reminder, your balances are due 2 weeks from today. Here's where you can make that payment. I have another final payment. This one is for a Disney cruise. So this one is, final payment is due in 2 weeks. I've probably already sent her 3 emails. She does not have to pay this for 2 weeks. That's the thing. When I'm sending you these emails, I'm not saying pay it now. I just want you to remember that on October 11th, this is happening, because otherwise it's going to cost you a lot of money. I'm a little bit anal about that, I guess, but I just want to make sure everybody is taken care of. I have a couple of follow-ups to do. I always feel a little bit silly when I am sending follow-up emails, to be honest with y'all, because I don't ever want people to think that I'm harassing them or pressuring them, because a vacation is not cheap. You worked hard for this. I don't ever want you to spend $1 that you aren't ready to spend, that you aren't comfortable, and that you aren't excited about. But on the other hand, I don't want you to think that I've forgotten about you. I don't want you to think that your vacation's not important to me. So if I quote you and then you kind of hold off, I will get in touch with you a couple of times. And it's never to pressure you. It's just because I want to check in. Do you have any questions? Have you been hesitant to contact me for any reason? Because please don't ever hold back. I'm here to answer any questions that you have when the time is right for you to travel. Just let me know. And then I've got another one, 183 days to travel. So that just means in 3 days, I'll be setting up this family's dining reservations. I need to make sure that I have their preferences, that they've got a credit card linked to their My Disney Experience, that I have their My Disney Experience login information. Just make sure that I have all the information I need so I can send them a reminder for anything I don't have. And then in 3 days, I'll be ready to set everything up for them. So that's just kind of my process. Every day this reloads for the new date. I check it off as I do it. And I opt to do this by hand instead of automated because I have issues. But I really do feel like it's a valuable service. I do feel like it's worth my time. I want to talk to you individually about your vacation. So yeah, when you talk to me on the phone or when I'm sending you an email, this is where I'm sitting, in the corner of my bedroom. Maybe one day I'll have a beautiful, larger office, but that's okay. This is what I need. It's comfortable. A couple things that I'm not doing while I'm doing this is I will not process any payments while I'm obviously filming. That would be horrible. And then a lot of times I'm listening to podcasts while I work. So I figured out that I cannot listen to podcasts while I'm typing an email, obviously not when I'm talking on the phone. Anything that requires a lot of creative brain power, when I'm trying to make words, I can't listen to anybody else's words. But if I'm just updating my records, if I'm making reservations, researching, going through my tasks, I am able to process some stuff. So I do like listening to podcasts when I'm working. I just find it entertaining and then also a lot of times informative. So I listen to travel ones, travel podcasts, business podcasts, and then also just entertaining podcasts, family stuff. My podcast list is very varied, very varied. But it helps pass the time. And, you know, I like being able to work from home. It has provided me with a lot of flexibility. I'm able to pick up my kids from school. I'm able to help at school on Wednesday afternoons. I'm able to set my own hours. So I wake up really early. I work for a while, then I get my kids ready for school, then I work through the day, and then I work late at night. So it's great that I have that flexibility, especially as a mom. I am very thankful for that. But it can feel very isolating because I don't have any coworkers here. I do have colleagues, but they all live in different cities, and it can just sometimes feel very lonely. So having the podcast going makes me feel less alone. I know that's crazy, but it's true. Just having a voice talking to me when I'm doing other things. So I think and then I have my water bottle. I don't always put my water bottle on my desk anymore. So some of y'all know this story. This was horrible. In July, we had a family emergency. My grandmother had a very severe stroke. And as you can imagine, stress was off the charts and it was crazy. And I was working from the hospital, and I was going back and forth from the hospital, which was not near my home. and my home, going back and forth, trying to coordinate with other family members. Well, one day I was going up to spend the night with her at the hospital, and I actually think it was this berry water bottle, and I threw it in my bag because it locks, and then you just hit that to open it. Fancy, huh? Well, in my bag, something hit this, and it opened, and it was spilled everywhere, and it ruined my laptop. So yeah, I had to buy a new laptop. I mean, like, fried it, not joking, like completely fried it. And so had to get a new laptop and was really, really sad about it. So now I'm always terrified to have water, but I try to drink a lot of water. So yeah, I just make sure it's always locked, and I'm really careful. That was awful. That was really awful. So I guess that's about it. Going through my tasks today, like I said, and then just have some emails to answer. But I just wanted you to see, like, when you call me or when you email me, when we're going back and forth messaging on Facebook, this is usually where I am. If it's late at night, I'm probably on the couch downstairs because I'm trying to hang out with my husband at the same time as work. Also in the morning, early in the morning, I'm downstairs because my husband is asleep in this room and I don't want to wake him up at 5 a.m. just because I have to be up. But during the business day, this is where I am. This is where the magic happens. This is where I plan your dream vacations. And it really is such an honor to be able to do that. I'm coming up on a year since I left my old agency and started my own. And it really is just mind-blowing, the growth that has taken place in a year, how the adventures y'all have gotten to go on in the past year, and I get to play a small role in that. When I think about everything that's transpired in the past 12 months, I really am just overcome. But I will talk more about that next month. I want to do something special. Let me know if you have an idea. I want to do something special for my 1-year anniversary, but I don't know what. I thought about like maybe going somewhere, but we're saving up to hopefully take our kids somewhere real fun and magical for Christmas. So yeah, I need to keep it kind of simple, but I want to do something to celebrate. Not sure what yet. But it's been a year of hard work. I never dreamed how much work owning my own business would be. I've told y'all before, the marketing is really hard for me. The social media is difficult for me. My favorite part of this job is working with y'all and planning your vacations. So it's been quite a learning curve, but we've made it a year and grown like crazy. It's awesome. So Brady, I don't know if you're watching this, but I've had this on my desk to give you for a long time. She is sailing MSC in like 2 months, and I see her all the time, and I still haven't taken her folder. But I have it for you, Brady, I promise. All right, well, I hope you guys have a great Friday. Thanks for hanging out with me in my office today. I'm going to finish these emails. I know it's not too exciting, but I am really thankful for this job. I am really thankful that y'all trust me with your vacations. I love working with y'all. Your vacations are so important to me. It's so important to help make your family make the memories that are going to last a lifetime. That is an honor for me. I will never get over it, and I will never take it for granted, for sure. So have a great afternoon. Have a great weekend. If you need anything, email me or call me. I will be right here, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.